I think the biggest key right now is for us to allow Jarnell to continue to grow. Because I think he's probably still 65–70% of where he could be as a player. I think more that's just the system, condition his body, and being at this level. I think what he's shown more than anything is his ability, his talent level, that he's an elite talent, elite player. But there's still a lot to be done, a lot to be learned, but he's doing a great job of absorbing everything. So I just want him to have the opportunity to take it one day at a time and just be a college student athlete and continue to get better. I think that's the most important thing in his growth. And I thought the guys, and I continue to think the guys have done a really good job allowing him to grow and develop, playing with him. And I think since he's come aboard, our communication on defense has gotten better. And I think the effort and all that was good, but I think the communication has gotten a lot better because they try to help him through situations and constantly talking to him and allowing him to understand what's going on. And I think it's really benefited our communication on the defensive side of the ball.
Cuonzo, you mentioned he had to grow. What's the next most immediate step for him in that?
Well, I just think, if you break down film, and I wouldn't necessarily call them breakdowns because he hadn't really been through it. Just, being on line with his ball, when to hedge, when to switch ball screens, when to rotate, and just really stuff that he hadn't been through in practice. Because when you're constantly playing games, you're on to the next game, so the focus might be a different scheme, so to speak, even though the base is always there. So you don't have time to just break down and say, here, John, that's what we're doing. Because when we bring him in one-on-one, it's more watching film to see it, but you really can't go through, unless you go through it to get a real feel for it. But it's not nothing that he hadn't seen before, don't know. It's just a matter of going through it consistently, because he'll go up against different schemes every game. And the stuff that we teach from August, September, October, November, he went over, so now all of a sudden just touch on in practice where he's familiar with it. But it's just, which really helped us, because now we go back to shell drill, the basic stuff you do the first 3 months. We went back to those things, and I think that those principles always help you guys.
When you signed him, did you have any idea he would have this kind of an impact this quickly?
No, I didn't, but at the same time, I don't know. I also had in my mind that I could go the whole season without playing him. I really did, because I wanted him to be ready more than anything, because I wanted him to be a good player. Because here's a young man that's making a sacrifice, didn't get the opportunity to go to the proms and do all these things that normal high school kids do. He made the decision to leave home where, in most cases with a lot of young guys and young men and women, you have an opportunity to go hang out with your buddies May, June, July, and then all of a sudden you're off to college. Well, he didn't get that opportunity. He's right in the mix. He just turned 18 2 weeks ago, away from home. So that, that's not easy. So for me, I wanted him to be almost like 100% before I put him on the floor, to be okay with not just the basketball, but everything surrounding the game of basketball and being on a college campus for the first time where he's living now, as opposed to the transition in the summertime. And like I said, I was 100% okay with not even playing him all season. But I just think it was one of those things that he was hungry to play, and he didn't matter whether or not how many points or score, how many rebounds, coach, I just want to play. And he picks things up so quick that, I feel like he'd be ready to go, at least because he's physical. So that part helped him out more than anything.
But you are surprised with what he's done?
I think so, because, he's going up against the best in the land, at those respective positions. So you have to get credit where it's due from that standpoint. And that's not an easy thing to do. I knew at this stage, I was thinking back, and we talk about as a staff, I knew at this stage when I was coming out of high school, if I'd have done this, I'd have been sitting on Coach Katie's bench, I wouldn't have been playing. And I just, but like I said, I think because of his physical stature, he's able to do certain things. He's able to take hits, and he's played against the best from an AAU standpoint. And once again, this is the result of having an elite type of player. He can step in and play. And that's what it's about more than anything.